You were originally, there was talk that you were going to drop the title to Savage on the main event, but that you didn't feel that you should drop the title yet. Was that accurate?
It wasn't really about dropping the title. It was more about and I was talking with my friend Rock and Roll Buck Zumhofe from the old AWA days. That's who I was on tour with this past week, all week up in northern Minnesota and Wisconsin. Mm-hmm. It wasn't the fact of losing the belt or anything of that nature. I had a deal with WWE and with Vince, a handshake deal. There was no contracts back then. But you know, I'll do anything you want if you give me an opportunity. Uh-huh. And if I do good, pay me. If I don't do good, then you know, I mean, I'm pack my bag. I'll move on down the highway. But all I said was treat me good on TV, take care of me on television. Mm-hmm. And back in the old days, us old guys, we always believed that, you know, if they destroy you on television, you're pretty much destroyed.
Right.
And so when they mentioned, you know, this destruction of the Honky Tonk Man on television, mm-hmm. and going with Macho Man, you know, in reality, I think if Macho Man was still around today and us had a round table, mm-hmm. it did his career better than mine because he became world champion.
Right.
As opposed to being the Intercontinental champion again. Uh-huh. And for that reason, you know, Ted DiBiase still has a little animosity toward me, not a whole lot, but Ted never got to be world champion because Ted was going to be world champion.
Right.
And because of what I said, look, no, I'm not going in front of 35. This particular television show was 35 million people watched it.
Right. It's the record to this day.
That particular Saturday Night Main Event, 35 million people. And you got to remember, Turner had a lot of money, and Turner was trying to make a run at Vince, and I said, no, I'm not going to do this on television. Yeah. I mean, if you want to do it, I'll do it anywhere else, but I'm not doing it in front of 35 million people.
Mm-hmm. Right. Yeah, yeah.
So I had to protect my business too.
Right.
And my business was, of course, the Honky Tonk Man, because I could have taken it to Turner, which I did make them a call, and they said, absolutely not. Do not do that on television, and if you want to come down here with us, then, you know, we had a meeting set up, and everything was set and done, and then I ended up staying with WWE, which, of course, probably was not the best move of my life, because after that, they never trusted me again.
Oh, yeah. Is that, did that kind of lead to why they had you drop the title to the Ultimate Warrior?
No, not really.
Uh-huh.
No, I mean, they had him in the plans after the Savage thing. Yeah. And because Hogan wanted to go to Hollywood, he wanted to go make movies, and he was leaving the company, and they needed someone, and Vince was always into these big bodybuilders, and, you know, he loved that no matter whether they could work or not. It didn't matter. He just cared. They had these great bodies, and
right.
That's what he wanted, and the Warrior fit the mold, and at that point, then he decided he wanted to go that direction, and the Intercontinental belt was such a hot item that right. It was a stepping stone to the big belt, mm-hmm. And for him to get the Intercontinental Championship for me and keep it for 6 months or 8 months, and obviously then move on up to the next level was made him even more bigger and better than he would have ever been.
Right. Yeah, it definitely catapulted him to the next level.
Right, it was a catapult to the next level. And I didn't have a problem with it when it was done that way, because it was done in a, they treated me very professional about it, and sat down and we knew 6 months ahead of time what was going to happen, and we planned on it, and it was all laid out and worked out the proper way, and I didn't have any problem with that.
Yeah.
I was kind of ambushed on the Randy thing, mm-hmm. and I was at a point in my life where, you know, things were going so good and we were doing so well, Randy and I, mm-hmm. Selling out every every arena. I couldn't understand why would you want to just now destroy this whole thing.
Yeah.
And make him back the Intercontinental Champion, which probably would not have helped him very much at all. With him chasing me was what was selling tickets, and then if I was and there was no return matches for me, even in the mix. It was like the $6 Million Man, that old TV show. We can rebuild him. Mm-hmm. No, you can't rebuild something you've destroyed.
Right.